All right, so we'll share a halacha from the book Moshe Daber from Rabbi Moshe Israel of Rhodes. A wonderful book that I have received by Rabbi Benchlouch, and I thank him for that gift. So there is he brings a question: what happens if someone wrote Tefilin on Shabbat? They made a mistake. They didn't know it was an issue. They didn't know it was Shabbat. They got confused. They wrote the parchment for Tefilin on Shabbat. The question is, may we use those Tefilin or not? So he brings what the Rambam brings in the laws of Shabbat, that anything that we create on Shabbat, we're not allowed to use. If someone makes an omelet on Shabbat, they can't eat the omelet. They're not allowed to cook on Shabbat. If someone create something, they're not allowed to use it on Shabbat. And so, theoretically, tefillin that are written on Shabbat, we should not be able to use them. However, he asks a question. He says, 1 second. So, is an omelet different than tefillin? An omelet, you enjoy eating the food. A cake, whatever it is, you enjoy eating it. But tefillin, it's a mitzvah. Our mitzvot made for us to enjoy them. And he brings a Gemara that says that mitzvot lav le'ana'an nitnu. Mitzvot are not, Hashem didn't give us the mitzvot so we can have a party. Hey, we're enjoying the mitzvah, it's so much fun. Of course we have satisfaction when we do mitzvot because we're connected to Hashem and we fulfill our calling in this world. And it's meaningful, we derive a lot from it. But the motivation for giving us mitzvot is it's not for hana. It's ke'ol al tzavarem. It's a yoke. It's something that we do. It's something that we of course get into. And life without mitzvot is, you can't even think about that. But when Hashem commanded us the mitzvot, He commanded it so that we can become and connect, so that we can fulfill. And so He wants to say maybe a cake on Shabbat that was baked. Can't eat it, you can't enjoy it. You can't have hana'ah, you can't have enjoyment and pleasure for something that was cooked on Shabbat and baked on Shabbat. But when you're putting in tefillin, is that an enjoyment like eating something? He says it's not, but nonetheless it's not allowed. Why is it not allowed? Because it was made on Shabbat. Even if it's unintentional, it's a maaseh Shabbat. And he concludes by saying that it has to be put in genizah. We have to safeguard it by putting it with dignity on the side and burial for kitvei kodesh, but we may not make use of it on Shabbat. We may not make use of it if it was tefillin or mezuzah or anything that was made on Shabbat. We cannot make use out of that. Amen.
Amen. Amen. Makes sense.